In the world of football, every miss is not just a lost chance, but a flight into the uncharted expanse of football space, and not to get into an open goal is the main fear of any football player. But football is a live game where even the stars can allow ridiculousness. Let's dive into the world of ridiculous moments when football stars turn into losers on the field. And even the worst miss carries a share of fun. Have fun with Footkick, where every miss is a new reason to look at football with a smile and a little humor. And Kylian Mbappe opens our selection, because just recently the Frenchman made a miss on an open goal, already being a Real Madrid player in the match against Real Betis. After Vinicius Jr. received the ball on the left flank, the Brazilian snuck into the opponent's penalty area and decided to shoot. But the ball, after a ricochet from a Betis player, hits the goalpost and then flies straight to the feet of Kylian Mbappe, who only had to get into an open goal. But the Frenchman sent the ball into the sky because he lost coordination, and kicking the ball he already started to fall. So the ball, instead of being in the goal net, flew into space. Throughout Lionel Messi's career, it is hard to remember the moments when he seriously missed and failed to hit an open goal, but such a case happened once in a match between Manchester City and Barcelona in 2015. Then, in the 90th minute of the match, Messi got the right to execute a penalty. The Argentine ran up and shot straight at the goalkeeper, but then the ball flew straight to Lionel's head. But to the great surprise, he failed to hit the unprotected corner. And after the match, it was seen that Messi was very upset with the two missed chances. But that's not all. There is another episode with Messi's worst miss in his career, which happened in a friendly match against Trinidad in 2014. In the 45th minute of the match, Angel Di Maria gracefully outplayed the goalkeeper and went to an open goal, but decided not to be greedy and give a pass to Messi. But Lionel, to the surprise of all, failed to hit the open goal from 2 meters. The Argentine so uncertain and weakly shot at the ball that it just flew over the goal.
No, prefiere Di María, está habilitado, sale el arquero, Di María y el gol. Increíble. No puede Messi, se cruzaba Marshall. La Argentina termina el primer tiempo 0-0.
And even Zlatan Ibrahimovic cannot hit an open goal. PSG players came out in 3 against 1 goalkeeper. Marco Verratti did not get greedy and gave a pass to Ibrahimovic, so the Swedish striker was all alone with an open goal. But Zlatan shot exactly to the goalpost. This from Ibrahimovic clearly no one expected. At that moment, Verratti was puzzled, and Laurent Blanc was shocked by what was happening. But Ibrahimovic was calm because everyone knows that the fault is not Zlatan, but the goal, who did not adjust to his shot. And this is a double miss from Manchester United players. In the match against West Ham, Antonio Valencia failed to adjust to the ball and hit right into the goalkeeper. Then on the pickup was Jesse Lingard, who had to correct the mistake of his partner and send the ball into an open goal. But the Englishman, following his partner unsuccessfully, put his foot out and from a meter hit the goalpost. I cannot imagine what feelings then experienced Lingard and Antonio, because 2 misses in a couple of seconds do not happen often.
United. Oh, lovely ball in, what a great chance for 1-0. How's it stayed out?
I can't believe that, Stuart, can you?
Don't believe that didn't go in.
But in my opinion, the worst miss in the history of football is the miss of former PSG striker Choupo-Moting. In the 28th minute of the match, PSG midfielder crossed the ball over the goalkeeper. At this moment, Choupo-Moting decided to get the ball into the goal net, being on the goal line, but instead in some incredible way managed to stop the ball and hit the goalpost. And if Choupo-Moting had not touched the ball, the goal would have been 100%. This episode shocked even Kylian Mbappe, because the Frenchman was completely confused and did not hide his surprise. And the footage with his facial expression is still used for memes.
Well played Alves and Cuckoo! And Choupo-Moting has stopped it! Unbelievable! Choupo-Moting actually stopped that ball on the line.
Dejan Kulusevski's actions in the game against Norwich are hard to describe in words. The Swede got away from the defenders and beat the goalkeeper without any problems, but left alone with an open goal, he began to get nervous. At this point, it seemed that Kulusevski's feet no longer listened to him, and as a result, he made the stupidest shot, which managed to repel the Norwich defender. However, it should be noted that the match ended with a victory for Tottenham, so fans quickly forgot this episode.
Turn from Kulusevski, he's got away from Zimmerman. Krul's come outside the penalty area. Kulusevski's gone round him. Can he finish from the angle? Tries a little flick, and it's cleared off the line by Aarons. Kulusevski there.
In the game between Saint-Étienne and PSG, The visitors' striker Edinson Cavani shocked himself. When Angel Di Maria went one-on-one with the goalkeeper, the Argentine was more confident to pass than to shoot himself. He did so, and when Cavani received the ball, he only had to get into the 7-meter goal. But the ball treacherously passed near the open goal, and Cavani himself was shocked that he did not realize such a moment. It is impossible to imagine this video without Darwin Nunes. Not so long ago, the whole internet discussed his miss in the match against Toulouse in the Europa League. But after a ricochet from the goalpost, the ball ended up with Gravenberch, who soon sent it into an open goal. And so we fly to the small town of Luton, 71st minute, the score is 0-0 and urgently need a goal. Alexander-Arnold directs to Salah, and the latter calmly throws the ball with his head to Nunes, who just had to score from 2 meters. But in some unimaginable way, Darwin launched the ball somewhere in the sky, because of which the ball almost even flew over a small Luton stadium. Nunes seemed to be smiling after his mistake, but Jurgen Klopp was clearly angry and shouted at Darwin.
Selekas had strayed, ball into the back post, we're looking for Mo Salah, it should be finished off but isn't. From Darwin Nunes, it looked like a buffet ball for him really.
In the match between Manchester United and Chelsea, the guest striker Fernando Torres literally shocked the whole world. When the player went one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he easily outplayed David De Gea, but eventually managed to miss and did not hit the open goal. And this moment hit Fernando hard, because at that time he was already criticized by his own fans. In the match between Juventus and Atalanta, Alvaro Morata went one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and the only more reliable solution was to pass to Cristiano. The Spanish striker did so, but so uncertain that the ball did not reach Ronaldo. But it did not end there, because from the Atalanta player, the ball was again at the feet of Morata, who felt Suarez and shot with his back heel. But in this case, Alvaro shot the ball very weakly and uncertainly missed the open goal. And Cristiano at this point did not understand what happened, because his facial expression speaks for itself.
They have a man over, one back by McKennie, it's Ronaldo, what a block by Jim City, and then Morata showboating.
Maybe you remember that miss of Cristiano Ronaldo at the beginning of his career, when the ball before the shot started bouncing on the field, and that's why the Portuguese failed to realize a 100% chance by shooting above the goal. But I found another miss Ronaldo already at a more mature age. In the match against Getafe, the Portuguese had the opportunity to shoot at an open goal, but Cristiano managed to miss from a meter. Perhaps it is due to the fact that he shot with his left foot, but this with Ronaldo, as well as Messi, does not happen often.
Is the change or the substitution that does surprise me.
Well, there is a moment that the home fans are absolutely...
The talented Mesut Ozil, playing for Real Madrid, also made an unusual miss in one of the matches. The Royal Club perfectly dealt with the opponent in the penalty area, and after Cristiano's pass to Ozil, it seemed that everything would end with a goal. But Mesut somehow inexplicably hit the crossbar. Gonzalo Higuain was so shocked by what happened that he grabbed his head in surprise. And this miss of Mohamed Salah is clearly remembered by all fans of Barcelona and Liverpool, because at that moment, Klopp's team was already losing with a score of 3-0, and when Ivan Rakitic knocked the ball out of the open goal, it seemed to everyone that now Mohamed will score a super goal, but the ball fell on the wrong working foot of the Egyptian, and his shot with his right foot, Salah, hit the goalpost. In principle, this miss did not matter much, because we all know what happened in the return game.
It's off the line. Salah right in the post. I can't believe it. Off the line from Firmino and off the post from Salah.
And how can you do without the great Harry Maguire? In the first match of the Europa League first round of 16 against Milan, the Englishman could have opened the scoring. After a pass into the penalty area, Harry Maguire found himself all alone, and the defender was in the perfect position to score into an open goal. But after Maguire's shot, the ball just touched the goalpost and headed in the opposite direction.
Flicked on dangerously. How has that stayed out? Maguire was there, seemingly over the line. He made contact with it, didn't he?
Richarlison also decided to keep up with Nunes and did not score from a meter on an open Luton goal. After a pass from his partner, the ball was in the perfect position, and all he had to do was to put his foot down and score into the open goal. But the Brazilian failed to properly adjust to the shot, so the ball slightly touched his foot and flew out of the field. This episode could have been the key in the match, because Tottenham played the whole second half with 10 players. But at that moment, newcomer Mickey van de Ven scored the only winning goal, and everyone immediately forgot about Richarlison's miss.
In swinger from the Swede, it's all the way to the far post, and Richarlison surely should have had Spurs in the lead.
In this episode, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang caught the goalkeeper on a mistake, and when the ball flew over the goalkeeper, the striker had only to shoot into an open goal. But Aubameyang decided to make a spectacular header, but unexpectedly shot to the opposite side of the goal, which even he himself laughed at that moment. The great Zinedine Zidane's miss can be called a real tragedy. Zidane received a gorgeous pass from Ronaldo, entered the opponent's penalty area, then with his signature feint beat the defender, and on the swing left the goalkeeper. But unfortunately he shot over the goal. But what a masterpiece could have turned out, because Zidane did everything filigree and subtle. But in the final stage, he just lacked luck. The worst period in Antoine Griezmann's career came during his performances in the shirt of Barcelona. Although his statistical performance in that period of time fell, they were still not bad, and he certainly cannot be called the main source of problems of that Barcelona. However, twice he was marked by really terrible misses. The most notable of them occurred in the match against Dynamo Kiev. Then Antoine needed a shot into an unguarded corner of the visitors' goal, but the Frenchman simply failed to hit the goal, sending the ball to the outside of the goal net. In the second case, Griezmann had a chance to close the pass and score into an open goal, but unsuccessfully folded. He rolled the ball right into the hands of the goalkeeper. Pep Guardiola has always coached not just great players, but real masters of their craft. But even they often let the coach down, and there were many such moments. In one of the episodes, the best assistant of the English Premier League, Kevin De Bruyne, decided to test the nerves on strength, hitting the crossbar from 2 meters from the goal of London Chelsea. In the next moment, with a minus sign marked Sergio Aguero, who failed to hit into the net of an open goal of the same Chelsea. We should not forget about the current star Erling Haaland. At the end of the match against Liverpool, the Norwegian had a great opportunity to distinguish himself after Adrian's save, but by some miracle from a few meters did not hit the half-open goal. And Raheem Sterling's miss is probably still a nightmare for Guardiola, because that miss in the game against Lyon cost Manchester City not only a defeat, but also a knockout from the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Bernardo Silva also kept up with his partners, and in the crucial match against PSG, he failed to handle a simple moment and sent the ball straight into the crossbar. Well, if you have watched the video up to this point, you probably liked it, so I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel and be sure to click on the bell, because these actions will help to promote the channel, and you will be the first to receive notification. And if this video gets 100 likes, we will immediately begin to make the second part of the most ridiculous misses in the history of football. And most importantly, love football. Take care of yourself and your loved ones.